you ever found yourself looking around, wondering how life has changed now that you're retired? Maybe you've realized that you're not as independent as you'd like to be, or that you're depending more on others than you want to admit. It's something many of us face when we step into this new chapter of life. Retirement is often seen as a time for relaxation, freedom, and doing whatever we want. But for some, it can also bring a sense of uncertainty and even dependency. The truth is, retirement can be a wonderful opportunity, but only if we embrace it fully, and that means learning to take control of our own lives. The problem is, as we age, we sometimes start to rely on others too much, whether it's family members, friends, or even health professionals. It's easy to let others make decisions for us, tell us what to do, or even handle things we used to manage on our own. But if we want to live life on our own terms, we need to learn how to stop relying on others so much and regain control of our own lives. So how can we do that? In this video, I'm going to share 4 powerful mindsets that will help you stop relying on others and take back control over your life, even after retirement. These are simple, yet incredibly effective strategies that can help you feel empowered, more independent, and more fulfilled during these years. Let's dive into the first mindset. The first mindset is all about self-reliance. I know it might sound simple, but so many of us lose sight of it as we get older. We begin to feel like we're supposed to ask for help with everything, from the smallest tasks to the biggest decisions. We may feel that it's easier to rely on others than to figure things out for ourselves. But here's the truth. You are still capable of so much. Retirement doesn't mean you're no longer capable of handling things independently. In fact, it can be the perfect time to prove just how much you're still able to do. For example, let's say you've been relying on family or friends to help with managing your finances. Maybe they've even taken over the bill paying, budgeting, or investment decisions. It's understandable, you want peace of mind, and they're just trying to be helpful. But the reality is, you can still take control of your finances. Whether it's by learning more about online banking, attending a local seminar on money management, or even just reviewing your accounts on your own, you're more than capable of handling it. This doesn't mean you'll do it perfectly every time, but it's important to remind yourself that you can learn new things and take back some of that responsibility. Self-reliance isn't about isolating yourself or doing everything alone. It's about reclaiming the confidence that you're still able to navigate life's challenges. And it can be incredibly empowering. It's also about trusting yourself again. You've lived a full life, made countless decisions, and overcome obstacles. Don't let age make you think you've lost that ability. Instead, embrace the idea that you can handle what comes your way. Now, the second mindset we need to adopt is embracing change. It's common for people to become stuck in their ways as they age, particularly after retirement. We get comfortable in our routines, and we're hesitant to try something new. Change can be intimidating at any stage of life, but especially when you've worked hard for many years to build a certain lifestyle. However, embracing change is essential if you want to maintain control over your life. Think about it, retirement in itself is a big change. You've gone from working every day to having time to do whatever you choose. For some, this transition is easy, but for others, it can be a little overwhelming. Maybe you feel like you've lost a part of your identity or that you no longer know what your purpose is. This is where embracing change becomes key. Instead of resisting change, try to see it as an opportunity to grow, explore, and learn. Whether it's picking up a new hobby, traveling somewhere you've always wanted to visit, or learning a new skill, these changes can bring back excitement and a sense of adventure. For example, if you've always enjoyed reading but never had the time, why not try taking up a new genre or learning a new language? If you've always wanted to play an instrument, now's the time to give it a try. You don't need to do everything perfectly. The point is to keep your mind and body engaged in new experiences. Embracing change doesn't mean you have to reinvent your entire life, but it does mean being open to new ideas and trying things that challenge you. It's important to remember that growth doesn't stop after retirement. It can be a time of reinvention and self-discovery. With that said, the third mindset that's essential for taking control of your life is maintaining a positive outlook. After retirement, it can be easy to slip into a negative mindset, especially if you're struggling with health issues or feeling isolated. But here's the thing, your mindset plays a huge role in how you experience this stage of life. By maintaining a positive outlook, you can dramatically improve your quality of life. I know it's not always easy. Life can throw curveballs, and it's completely normal to feel down at times. But how you respond to those challenges makes all the difference. One powerful way to shift your mindset is by practicing gratitude. Instead of focusing on what you don't have or what's going wrong, take time every day to think about what's going well. Maybe it's your health, the relationship with your family, or even just the fact that you've made it to another day. Writing down 3 things you're grateful for each day can help shift your focus and remind you of the positive aspects of your life. A positive outlook doesn't mean ignoring problems or pretending everything is perfect. It simply means choosing to focus on the good, even in difficult times. It's about resilience, recognizing that while challenges may come, you have the strength and the tools to overcome them. By maintaining that positive mindset, you'll be able to take control of your life and feel more in charge of your future. Now that we've covered these first 3 mindsets, it's time to move on to the next step in taking control of your life after retirement. It's all about building the confidence to act. But we'll dive into that in the next part. Stay tuned. Now that we've talked about self-reliance, embracing change, and maintaining a positive outlook, let's move on to the 4th mindset that can truly empower you to take control of your life: building the confidence to act. This mindset is all about having the courage to make decisions and take action, even when things feel uncertain or intimidating. After years of working and following schedules, retirement can feel like an overwhelming blank canvas. You may have spent so much of your life making decisions for others or adhering to someone else's plan that you might feel unsure of how to make choices for yourself now. But here's the truth. You have the power to act, to make your own decisions, and to take charge of the direction you want your life to go in. It's common for retirees to feel a little lost in this new phase, unsure of where to begin or what to do next. But confidence doesn't just come naturally. It's something you build step by step. For example, let's say you've been thinking about taking a trip, but you're hesitant because it seems like a big step. Maybe you're concerned about traveling alone or handling the logistics. Instead of letting that uncertainty hold you back, start small. Plan a weekend getaway or even a day trip to a nearby location. As you gain confidence in your ability to handle those smaller steps, you'll find that taking larger actions becomes easier. Building confidence also means being willing to make mistakes. After all, no one is perfect, and mistakes are a natural part of learning. Think of your retirement years as a time to experiment, to try new things without the pressure of being perfect. If you've been putting off a hobby, a project, or a dream because you're afraid you might fail, let this be the time you give it a go. The truth is, failure isn't the end, it's a learning experience. The more you practice confidence, the more you'll find yourself taking control of your own choices and decisions. Let's say you've always wanted to try painting but never had the time. Now that you're retired, you have the opportunity to dive into this creative outlet. You might be thinking, I've never done this before and I might not be good at it. That's exactly the kind of mindset that can hold you back. Instead, try to focus on the joy of the process, not the end result. And as you continue, your confidence will grow. And who knows, you might even discover a hidden talent. The next powerful mindset to help you take control of your life after retirement is prioritizing your health. This one is so important, yet it's often overlooked. When we're younger, we're often busy focusing on our careers, raising families, or taking care of others. But now, more than ever, it's time to focus on you, on your body and your well-being. Prioritizing your health means taking responsibility for your physical and mental well-being and making it a priority every day. This doesn't mean you need to run marathons or do intense workouts every day. It's about making small, consistent choices that will support your health. Start by incorporating more movement into your day. Whether it's walking around your neighborhood, joining a gentle yoga class, or gardening, moving your body regularly will help keep you strong and energized. And don't forget about your mental health either. Taking control of your life means also taking control of your mental and emotional state. Spend time doing things that make you feel good, whether that's connecting with loved ones, reading, meditating, or even volunteering. Having a strong sense of purpose is key to staying mentally healthy and engaged in life. The more you prioritize your health, the more energy and strength you'll have to take on new challenges and enjoy the freedom retirement brings. It's important to note that when you prioritize your health, you're also taking control of your independence. The more you take care of yourself, the less likely you are to need help from others, and that's an empowering feeling. It's about keeping your body and mind in the best shape possible so you can continue to live life on your own terms. The final mindset that ties everything together is practicing gratitude and mindfulness. Now, you may have heard these terms before, but they're not just trendy buzzwords, they are essential for living a fulfilled life. Practicing gratitude and mindfulness means living in the moment and appreciating the present, rather than focusing on what's behind you or what's ahead. When you wake up in the morning, instead of worrying about what you don't have or what you need to do, take a few moments to be thankful for the things you do have. Maybe it's the sunshine, your health, or the opportunity to spend time with your family. Taking time to express gratitude can shift your mindset and help you see the beauty in everyday life. Mindfulness is similar, but it focuses on being present. Often, when we get older, we tend to focus on what we can't do anymore, or we worry about what might happen in the future. But mindfulness encourages us to live in the here and now. Whether you're sitting down for a meal, going for a walk, or having a conversation, try to focus on the experience at hand. This simple shift can help you feel more centered, content, and in control of your emotions and actions. For example, when you take a walk, instead of thinking about the past or future, focus on the sights, sounds, and smells around you. The more you practice this type of mindfulness, the more you'll feel a sense of control and peace in your life. These 4 mindsets, self-reliance, embracing change, building confidence, and prioritizing your health, are key to taking control of your life after retirement. But remember, this journey is not about perfection. It's about making small, meaningful changes that help you feel empowered and independent. The road to taking control of your life may not always be easy, but with these mindsets in place, you'll find yourself more resilient, more engaged, and ready to embrace whatever comes next. So, take a deep breath, trust yourself, and start making decisions that lead to the life you've always dreamed of. Now, in the next part, we'll talk about some practical ways to put these mindsets into action. Stay with me. Now that we've explored the key mindsets to take control of your life after retirement, self-reliance, embracing change, building confidence, and prioritizing your health, it's time to talk about how to put these mindsets into action. Understanding these concepts is one thing, but actually applying them is what will make all the difference in your life. So, let's dive into some practical steps you can take to start living with greater independence and empowerment, starting today. The first step is about creating a daily routine that works for you. This doesn't mean you need to stick to a rigid schedule or overschedule yourself, but having some structure in your day can help you feel more in control. When you were working, you likely had a routine that helped you stay on top of things, so why should retirement be any different? The beauty of retirement is that you have the freedom to choose your own routine, but it still helps to have some sort of framework. Start with the basics. Wake up at the same time each day, make your bed, and set aside time for a few essential activities like exercise, reading, or simply enjoying a cup of coffee. You might find that having these small, grounding routines helps you feel more energized and ready to take on the day. If you're someone who's been hesitant to embrace certain activities, like starting a fitness routine or diving into a new hobby, having a set time each day to focus on these things can help. It doesn't matter if it's just 20 minutes a day. Consistency is key. Over time, you'll find that it becomes a natural part of your life, and that sense of control will give you a feeling of accomplishment. Next, make decisions that align with your values. Retirement is the perfect time to think about what truly matters to you. This might involve reflecting on your past and considering what you want your future to look like. Maybe it's spending more time with your family, focusing on your health, traveling, or giving back to your community. The key is to make choices that align with your values, rather than just going along with what others expect of you. For example, if you value creativity, you might choose to take an art class or start writing. If health is your priority, perhaps you'll commit to regular exercise or cooking meals with fresh ingredients. When you align your actions with what's truly important to you, it becomes easier to feel confident and in control. You're not just making decisions based on external pressures or societal expectations, you're doing what feels right for you. Another great way to apply the mindsets we've discussed is by setting small, achievable goals. I know it can be tempting to take on big projects or try to reinvent your entire life overnight, but it's much more effective to break things down into smaller, manageable steps. Setting achievable goals will not only keep you on track, but it will also help you build confidence as you accomplish them. For instance, if you've been wanting to travel but feel overwhelmed by the idea of planning a big trip, start small. Research a weekend getaway or visit a nearby town you've always wanted to explore. Set a goal to visit a local museum or take a short hike in a nearby park. These small wins will boost your confidence and remind you that you have the ability to take control and make things happen. And while you're setting goals, don't forget to celebrate your progress. It's easy to dismiss the small victories or overlook how far you've come, especially if you're focused on what's next. But take a moment to acknowledge your achievements, no matter how small they seem. Whether it's completing a puzzle, trying a new recipe, or sticking to your daily routine for a week, celebrate those moments. Doing so will not only give you a sense of accomplishment, but also reinforce your belief in your own abilities. As you take control of your life, it's also important to stay connected with others. While this might seem counterintuitive when we're talking about independence, maintaining healthy social connections is a crucial part of living a fulfilling life. Retirement doesn't mean you have to isolate yourself from the world. In fact, it's often the perfect time to strengthen relationships and create new ones. Whether it's joining a club, volunteering, or simply catching up with old friends, these connections can provide emotional support, new experiences, and a sense of belonging. However, remember that while social connections are important, it's also essential to maintain boundaries and not rely too heavily on others for your happiness or well-being. The goal is to create a balance where you can enjoy the company of others while still being self-sufficient and independent in your decisions and actions. Finally, remember that embracing independence is a journey, not a destination. Taking control of your life after retirement isn't something that happens overnight. It's about making small, consistent changes that add up over time. You don't have to have everything figured out right away. There will be days when things don't go as planned, and that's perfectly okay. The key is to keep going, even when you feel uncertain. Trust in yourself and the progress you're making, and remember that every step, no matter how small, is a step in the right direction. To wrap things up, taking control of your life after retirement is all about shifting your mindset and making empowered choices. By being self-reliant, embracing change, building confidence, and prioritizing your health, you'll find that you can live a life that's full of purpose, independence, and joy. Retirement isn't the end, it's a new beginning, and you have the power to shape it however you choose to do so. Take the time to reflect on what matters most to you, set achievable goals, and start taking small steps toward creating the life you want. You have the ability, the wisdom, and the strength to live your best life at any age. Here's to embracing the freedom of retirement with confidence, independence, and a whole lot of joy. You've got this? And remember, if you found these tips helpful, be sure to leave a comment below and share your thoughts with us. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more empowering content. Here's to living your best life at any age. Take control and make it yours.